Hello everyone. Sejr here. Thank you so much for joining me. I am here with Trinity Stamps creating another card using the #1 fan die. If you had actually seen the video a couple of days ago, I believe, by Sandy, she created a fabulous fan card mixing some dies together. She pretty much took this grill here, layered it twice with some fans in the middle, and then created a stand for it. It was quite a fantastic card. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to use this die as well, but instead of focusing on the fan, I'm going to focus on the stars. I actually like the stars. There's a single star here. Then this one creates an outline of the star. And then, of course, you do have the sunglasses. I'm not going to play with that just because it has that little piece in the center there. But if you want to make your fan card with some sunglasses shaped like stars, that's a pretty cool idea. We're going to create a relatively simple card just using these stars. So stay tuned and let's get some crafting going. So the first thing we're going to do is look through my color swatch and just choose some colors that I want to work with. I want to do all the die cutting ahead of time and just get it out of the way. So what I'm looking for is some lights and darks that I'm going to be working with. And so I've been showing the reds, the blues, and greens. Here's some oranges and yellows. So I'm just going for that soft light color and a little bit of a darker color. And then once I have those colors picked, then I'm going to start die cutting them in the stars. So we'll start with the red. We have the poppy and the pomegranate there. And then we're going to grab the two stars. There's the solid star and then the one with the outline. I'm going to be cutting a lot of these stars out for the different cards we're going to be making. I did decide we'll make 3 cards and we'll be following the same technique. So we'll cut the first pass, one of each. So we have the solid and then the one with the banner or the outline. Then we'll cut the solid one more time, and that will allow us to create 4 red stars because we're going to do the exact same thing with the darker color. The first color was the light, which was poppy in my case, and then now we're going to do the same thing with the pomegranate. So we have the solid, the outline, and then we'll pass it one more time with the solid. Once this is done, we could do that for all the colors that we're working with. I just like to do a big load of them and I just have sure that they're all done at once. But here is what we do. We're going to separate them so that we have the lights and the darks in order so that it's all nice and organized on our desk. We're going to take the small piece that came from the inside of the outline. In this case, I chose the dark one. I'm going to place it on top of a light background. So now we have dark on top and a light on the back. Then we'll take the reverse. So now I have the light small star and we'll put it on top of the dark background. So now we have 2 of the same shape but different color alternations. And then we're going to do the same thing but with the outline. The outlines are actually very easy to put together when you're holding some tweezers. You just kind of place it down and then put your fingers on all the points and it just sets perfectly in place. It's not too bad. I would say the hardest color to work with is white because it just seems to show a lot. So if you're doing white with anything, you will have a harder time hiding it. But when you're working with the similar colors, it's not too bad. So I have this done and I'm going to do that with all the other colors. You can see right here off camera, I've done the red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I'm missing one blue and we're going to put a #1 right there. So it's one of the dies there and we'll cut that out in 2 colors. We'll do the dark blue and then we'll do a white. So we're going to make it look like it's a little bit has a shadow. And the reason for that is just to create some interest because if it was just blue or just white, it kind of gets lost in this very busy design. This is a very simple card, but it does take a little bit of time to die cut. I would say maybe about 15 minutes to die cut and glue everything together. And it was easily done if you just have some music playing or if you're watching a video or whatnot, it can make it go by much faster. Because I'm working with a rainbow, I decided to just choose a black card base. And now I'm going to be placing all of my stars in rainbow order across. But what I'm going to do is change the order of their position. So if you take a look at the first one at the bottom, I have a light star on the middle with a dark background. Then if you look at the orange, it is 1 up, and then the yellow is 3 up, and then the green is 4 up. So you can see I'm drawing my line across diagonally, showing where I'm going. So every star is essentially moving up one spot when it moves to the next color, so that not everything is linear. I didn't want the same star design across or going up. So now we'll just start gluing these down. Because this is an A2 size, these stars need to be almost touching side by point to point to make sure that all the colors fit right across that 5.5 inch width. So you can see that the purple is slightly hanging over because I didn't go right tip to tip, but it's so minor, it's not bad. So then we'll do the same thing for the next row. We're just going to create a space and then have this tips as close to as possible. And we're going to do that for every row, only leaving one gap in the center there. It creates for a very fun, bright card. I think the black looks really sharp on it. So this is going to be very simple, almost like a your number one celebratory type card. And we're going to glue the dark blue and the white together to create that little bit of a shadow, so that when it's on that black background, it's just not getting lost, and it is tying in with the blue that's in that row. I didn't want to just have white alone. The reason I chose white was because if it was light blue, it would not be noticeable because it would blend in with the other stars. So there we go. Very simple. And just to tie it off, I'm going to bring in some of these silver stars. I don't know the name. They're like the silver glitter star spots. And they're new for the January release. And I'm just going to place it as if it's exploding away from the number one sentiment. So we got a couple little sizes here. We have smalls and large. I believe that's the only two sizes in this. And I'm just kind of just spreading it out. I'm not really worrying about the size per se. I'm just kind of making sure there's a little bit of everything, and they're just clustered near the number one and then spread out further as it gets further away. And that just adds a little bit of sparkle, but not color. So it really looks nice with that extra sparkle on it. And there we go. So when I did this, I decided that this was a little bit too simple for just one card. So then I decided to bring in another. So I've cut some colors here in red, yellow, and the blue. And I have a piece of really dark blue cardstock. This is not black, it's really dark blue. And I drew a very simple sketch with my pencil as a guide. So this one is another scenario where it's very simple, but it does take time to build. So we'll just show you how I did this. And I'm just spreading out all the stars over top of that grid. So the next one I'm going to do is take my pencil and I'm just going to go over those lines and then snip it with some scissors and then glue that down. So there's two ways to do this. I'm doing it the more challenging way because I'm looking for this specific style. I want to make it look like it is a one layer card. If you didn't want to do that, the other option is to cut that shape of what I stenciled out, put all the stars down, and then cut all the edges off and then glue that shape down on the card. It will create another layer, but it would give you a very similar approach. But all I'm doing is I'm taking a pencil, I'm going over roughly where that line is that I had drawn on the dark blue pattern paper, like right there, just very roughly following it, and then snipping it off, grabbing my tweezers, which makes it so you have a lot of control, and then I will glue it down. I'm trying to get each star as close as possible to each other with just a little bit of a gap so it looks nice and full. I can always cut more out if I didn't have enough, but also don't forget all these pieces that you're cutting off can be used to fill in the little gaps, and I'll do that with the red. So let's start filling these in. It's much more enjoyable when you can just glue down the solid star without having to cut anything. So in my design, I'd actually done it two ways because the easiest way is to do a straight line. So I did a straight line on the top, but if you look at the bottom, it's a curve. So that's giving you a little bit more of a challenge because you need to make sure that you're cutting your stars with that curve. So if you don't want that extra challenge, you can always just do a straight line and then in your paper cutter, just cut straight lines and it will always fit. So that's also an option. So now that we have them all glued down for the best part, I'm just going to sneak in one of these extra pieces here just to fill in that bottom gap there, making sure everything is glued nicely. And then I'll do the same. This is what I was referring to earlier. I was going to do the same thing with the red, just kind of taking the tip of one of the stars and filling in that little space just so that there's not too much of a gap, because you want to really pronounce that line that's actually not there. It's just looks like there's a line there. And then I'm going to let that dry a little bit. While that's happening, I'm going to cut. One thing to take in consideration when you're gluing these layers down and you're snipping, if you didn't glue completely the top layer and you snip it, those pieces could fly off. Like in this case right here, the red piece, just the smallest little bit of the dark red fell off, so I just glued that right back on again. Just keep that in mind if you plan on cutting. And now I'm just going to grab my eraser and just slowly erase all the different pencil lines that are visible. It's not too bad. And there you go. Now to finish this card off, I'm just going to cut in a sentiment from the #1 fan die set, "You're my number one." And I'm going to cut the #1 in the same yellow as the stars, just to tie those colors in. I was thinking about trimming this. This is an A2 size. I was thinking about trimming it down to 5 1/4 by 4, but I decided that I didn't want to mess with my stars. I love it how it looks. So the white is there. It's not tying in with any other white, but it does look better than if I were to use blue, because once again, if I use that light blue, it gets lost because you have these really bright colors, and then if you tie in some blue font, it will just kind of get lost with the stars. So I think white is a good choice. Maybe there's other colors I could have chose, but I really like the white and that #1 in yellow. I'm really trying to get used to using my tweezers. I find that it actually helps. I have shaky hands, and so this actually helps quite a bit with really getting that precision. And there we go. And what we'll do is we'll just glue this down to our card base. I don't want to waste my paper, so in this case, I'm just going to glue it down to a piece of white for my card base. If I was maybe giving this out to someone I really wanted to impress, I might use the dark blue card base, but I don't want to waste it. For the final card, same thing, using the stars. In this case, I'm doing a white and gray theme. I decided to bring in the fan element just so that I'm showing you that I'm using it. And we'll use the sunglasses. This is the star that has a little piece in the center that connects them. And I cut that in a nice bright red so that it really pops with this gray and white theme. And I'm just going to glue those down to some black stars. The black stars were cut with the solid star, and then I'll let that set. This piece is the fan. This is very tedious, I will admit, because there are so many lines to glue, and I definitely don't want to miss too many, but I know I'm going to be going back and forth because I'm going to be gluing this down and snipping it. So I'm just going to do the first layer just to get it glued down in position, and then I'll go in for a second just to finish off where the blades are. That way I'm not wasting too much glue, and it's just going to glue right down to where I need it. And there we go. And then I'll put that into position, and I'm going to start building up my card so I know where everything needs to go. This card it's different. It's not using any colors except for the sunglasses, and I thought that was kind of fun. Maybe there's that one person who you just want to give a gray card to. I don't know. I think it's colors to me, whether it's gray or colorful, they're all amazing. So I like to play with all the different choices when it comes to cardstock. So having something like this is a nice challenge, and it was fun because when I put those stars on the background, they get lost. It's almost like that. It almost is like I didn't even need to cut the gray star. I could have just cut out the outlines in white because it gets lost. So you could do that with any color if the background was the same as the stars. But anyways, I think it looks really fun. It still gives you that dimension, but it gets lost. And so I have everything positioned in place, and then I will add the sentiment, "You're cool." That's a fun little card. You can just give someone that you just think is the coolest, and you just want to let them know. And it's this cool fan. I think this is fun, and it's so easy to put together. So once we have our sentiment in place, I'm going to then glue down the stars so that everything is ready, and I know exactly where the fan needs to be glued when I pick it up. Sometimes you pick things up and you figure out where it needs to go, so when you have everything laid down, that helps a little bit. So there we go. I don't know if I'll use that fourth star. We'll decide about that later. To put down the fan, I've glued the whole circumference on the outside and the fan itself, and I'll place that down. Now you do need to go back in and make sure that all those little individual grates or thin lines are glued, because you don't want it to come off when you cut it. So I'm just going to do a very quick job of just gluing down anything that looks like it might pop off if it's cut. And it's not too hard when you have these glue bottles that have the fine tip. It works quite nicely. Let that dry just a tiny bit so it doesn't go moving on me. Because when you're working with liquid glue, you definitely don't want it to wiggle on you. You want it to stay in place. And so then you cut it off, and then you just fix it wherever anything is lifting. I'm not worried too much. It's just the edges, because you don't want it to put like in an envelope and it catches and rips. So just get those edges nice and glued down. And I think that looks really, really cool. But to really make it specially cool, let's add some sunglasses to this fan. Now that's a cool fan. And this die actually comes with a little smiley face. I noticed it's part of looks like little wind lines on the die, but there's a little smiley there too. And I'm going to bring in that fourth star. I feel like it just needs to fill in that little space in the bottom. So there we go. I did start off with just the plans of doing just stars, but then I brought in a third card with the fan. It's a very simple idea of working with what's on the die. Because there's so many little fun things in there, you don't need to use just the fan. There are stars in there. You can work with the sentiments or just the grate. You can have just the grate as a fun, interesting texture to a card. You don't even need to add the fan blade to it. So these are my inspirations. Those cards look exceptionally bright now that I have that gray one in front of me. I think these look fantastic. I hope that you enjoyed these cards, and let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed them. Until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.